What's up, guys? Another interviewing you, interviewing me segment. I got two very special guests today. Here all the way in Indianapolis right now. My friend of mine, a guy who went to school with me back in Angola. I think you're what, 2-3 grades, something like that.
Yep.
And then his wonderful and beautiful girlfriend. And they have a videography, cinematography business that deals a lot with like wedding videos and stuff, right?
Yep.
Cool. So if you guys can introduce yourselves, Mr.
Austin VanWagner
and Miss
Brooklyn Marrs.
Boom. A and B Cinematography. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great.
Good?
Thanks
Good,
for coming.
good.
Thanks for
Absolutely,
having us.
man. It wasn't too bad of a drive, you know? The drive from Angola to Indianapolis completely sucks. It was so
Oh my
boring.
gosh.
Yeah, no,
Terribly
it's,
boring.
It's a bad drive. It's
But-
way too long.
I know, man. Way too long, and it's like there's nothing but a stretch of like cornfields. After you get past, or not cornfields, but just country kind of stuff. After you get
Yeah,
past
I know,
Fort Wayne
yeah.
and stuff. So, but I'm glad I'm here. So let's go ahead and get right into the interview. So first off, once again, tell us you guys' names and what you guys do as a group and a couple and stuff like that. As far as business wise.
Ladies first. Go ahead.
So I'm Brooklyn. I am a junior at IUPUI, and I have a business with my great little boyfriend right here. And we do wedding cinematography and photography as of this weekend. So,
Yeah, first time doing that.
Yeah.
I'm Austin, and I'm also a junior, and I'm majoring in photography with, I'm not sure yet, I want to get a minor in econ, but I also want to get a minor in VCD, which is visual communication. So right now I'm just deciding whether what the best option is for me.
Right, for sure. That's awesome.
Because I was a Kelly major, but I still kind of want business aspects within my schooling, so I'm not sure yet.
Right, that's dope, man. All right, cool. So, all right, first of all, how did the two of you guys meet each other? Because that's definitely one of the things that I'm interested in, especially with you guys having a business together. I think it's interesting, kind of like how you guys actually met and how the conversation started between, hey, let's start a business.
Right. You want this?
Yeah, sure. So it was freshman year. You would say it was like December, January-ish.
Yeah.
It was like late January, and we were all downtown with all of our friends, and I saw Brooklyn Marrs sit right here, and she was, just so stunning, and like I did talk to her, and I remember having my GoPro out that night, and she did a back handspring on the lawn of the courthouse, and then I recorded it, and then the next day she asked me for the clip, and I sent her way, and then ever since that text, we've texted ever since.
Oh, yeah.
And he had done one wedding video during that time of like us like getting to know each other and establishing who we are. And I watched him do it, and I had always taken pictures from my iPhone. Like I always liked taking pictures, but it wasn't it was finally like seeing someone doing what I could do and I've always wanted to do, but I've never like seen anyone my age, because everyone our age is doing something different.
Right,
it feels
exactly.
like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw him do it, and then I started taking pictures with my little portrait mode on my iPhone.
Yeah.
And I eventually got a camera. The deciding of the business thing, that more so happened last year.
Yeah, because I did it by myself for a while, and then I noticed that she had talent and like I had talent, so we wanted to fuse the talents together, and it only made sense because I got to a point where I needed help filming weddings and
Right, absolutely.
It was really great timing.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
really was.
It really was.
Yeah,
That's
it
dope,
just
man.
worked out like perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are in the same grade too?
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
IUPI? Nice. Have you guys had some of the same classes together at
Yeah.
all?
Last semester we had one, and then this semester we have one too.
Now that we're both art majors,
Yeah.
we have, but I had never. He was a business major and I was a nursing major. So
Oh, really?
like,
Yeah,
it,
so
was,
opposite.
it was very opposite for a very
Oh,
long
wow, that's
time.
awesome. All right, so okay, how did like the two of you individually get into videography and photography? Like, what was the start for both of you guys? Of course, we saw how you guys came together, but what was like, I guess the thing that fueled the passion for you guys individually for it?
You go first.
So I started taking, once I saw him that one night downtown taking videos on his GoPro, I started messing with portrait mode, and I started taking pictures of my best friend Hannah. And I saw, like, I had never taken pictures for anyone and then be like, whoa, like, thank you, these are cool. So I started doing that and seeing just like the emotion that I could get from people behind an iPhone camera, like, and seeing, because the whole, like, what we like best about taking pictures is that their reaction. Like, you get to see these people who probably don't have a camera in their face 24/7. All of a sudden, they have a $1,000 camera in their face who can take a pretty picture, and they're like,
damn.
Wow, like, I actually, like, thank you. I actually like this picture of me, and I know that. So, like, that's, like, the biggest thing for sure.
Absolutely. Awesome. And portrait mode is dope. What do you like? I have the iPhone 10, and the portrait mode on this is amazing.
Yeah, I had the whole iPhone 7 portrait mode, so it wasn't anything crazy, but I was having a great time with it.
Right. Absolutely. All right. How did you get into it individually?
So it was the year 2014, and that's when I just got introduced to Rory Kramer, and I think that what propelled me into doing that was just like, I don't know, I just took myself and like stepped outside of myself and said, hey, like, I want to be more adventurous and do things that I've never done before. And then I bought a GoPro that summer, and I actually used Sam Bradley's GoPro Hero 3, and like I noticed that the quality wasn't the best, but I just had fun with the video making aspect. And then I got the Hero 4, and ever since then, like, I made a few like lake life, like basic like lake life videos, nothing special, but yeah, I think that just Roy Kramer was probably my biggest inspiration. Seeing him like around the lake with his like true like hometown friends who aren't famous, don't have loads of money. It's important that aspect of it was important to me, that he's being happy and having fun with people who are like his core.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I like that, and like I think that himself has inspired me to do like everything that I'm doing now.
That's dope, man.
As far as like wedding content, I didn't think I'd get into like wedding content. It just kind of fell into my hands, and I'm glad it did, because it's just a different avenue of art that I'm pursuing.
For sure. And that actually goes well with the next question, which was what made you guys step into the wedding videography world? Like, because usually, like, I guess that is, like I said, for me, I've had tons of people ask me to do wedding videos. Yeah. It's like, I don't do them, but I'm gonna link them. I'm gonna link A B Cinematography. Boom. So it's like, how did you guys actually like get into it? Like at first, like what was like the first wedding that you did, and how was that experience when you went into it?
I actually did Brooke and Brady's wedding.
And
they
that was really good.
Jade Ice actually reached out to me, and she was like, "Hey, my sister's getting weddings, getting married here soon." And I was like, "I've never done a wedding before. Like, I don't know how to go about that." And she was like, "It'll be fine." So I did that, and I got my next client maybe 2 weeks later, and then my next client after that maybe 3 weeks later. It just kept falling into place, and then I didn't really I didn't look to do wedding videography. I wanted to be more like a freelance on my own type of guy.
Right. Yeah.
But now I'm just following scripts and just doing my thing with my girlfriend right now. It's great.
Absolutely. How was like the first wedding you guys did together? Was that like kind of nerve-wracking for you a little bit?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was for sure. It was different.
Oh my gosh, yes. It was so nerve-wracking. But I had like the amount of fun I had overrode the nerves. Like as soon as I was there and actually doing what I had seen him doing, what we had watched hours and hours on YouTube, just wedding videos. So like I had a vision in my head, and I was just like, I need to just do it.
Yeah, and the first wedding, actually, she didn't have a camera, so I had to reach out to my friend.
Oh yeah.
And that was difficult, but we pulled it off. Like we did a good job on it.
Yeah, we did.
That's awesome. I mean, like with wedding videos and stuff. I mean, what would you say is probably the hardest, like, or at least the most frustrating thing about working on them? To you guys, like something that you guys experienced, like that is just really frustrating.
That's a lot.
It's
just a lot of like, I don't even say like things that are that noticeable, but like when you're in the moment, it's definitely like being in people's way, like not getting the right shot at the right time, or
or you can't replay these moments.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you miss the first kiss, you miss the first.
That's like one of the most important stuff to have.
Yeah, it's not like you can say, hey, like, can you guys redo that?
Right.
And that'd be it's just not cool,
Yeah.
And how well the wedding is planned really affects. Like, if we feel like it's a safe environment and everyone's like knows what they're doing, then we go about it just like that. But if everything's crazy, it's like, okay, if you don't know when this is starting, how are we supposed to know to be there when it's starting?
That's interesting, because like for me, like I've done a couple documentaries and stuff, and like whenever I do documentaries, it's never like everything's planned. Like you have to be there when something's happening.
Yeah, you have to.
Because like you're always on your feet, moving and stuff. And then as far as like you're saying, like how well the weddings are planned, like I feel like from like when I've done like music videos and stuff, it depends. Like if a song, how well the song is made is going to depend on how well like the video is made too. Like if it's a really bad quality like audio for the song, then the music video is not really going to make it much better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I like those two little parallels. It definitely.
Yeah.
work well. I mean, what would you guys say has been probably the craziest, like, I guess, experience you guys have had on a wedding video together? Has there anything gone crazy, gone bad at all?
Do you remember when my camera wasn't working?
Oh, okay, yeah. This was before she knew how to use manual mode on her camera, and this was this was the last wedding that we did. No, the one before the one that we just did.
Yes.
And next thing I know, I'm recording, and I come up to her and just ask her like, how the shot's going, and then her whole screen is like it's pure white, and I'm like that's not right, and I'm like freaking out because the wedding's going on, and like we're not like missing
it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out and coming to him.
Was it early on in the wedding?
Yeah, it was very
early.
Oh
yeah. Like I borrowed a camera. Like I had no idea how to work it.
Right,
that was my hardest thing. This is actually our first wedding with me having my camera.
Yeah.
Oh, really? The first time?
Yes. That's super exciting.
Yeah, and it was on manual, and then
it
just got white, and then like I just had to. It got fixed, obviously.
Yes.
Because the video was made, but yeah.
That's good, man. That's dope.
Definitely.
All right, so this is an interesting question that I definitely would like to hear your guys' opinion on. So what do you guys think of like the community, I guess, of filmmakers, videographers, photographers in places like Angola, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, and stuff like that? Which I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys have like worked with any other like photographers, videographers here in Indianapolis at all, but I mean, as far as like, I guess the market here in Indianapolis, or market in Fort Wayne, or market in Angola, all the different places you guys have been to that you would consider home or whatever.
Right.
What do you guys think about as far as like the community and the market that is there in those places?
As far as like Angola, like we just talked about, I mean, there's not much to. I mean, there's local photographers that I've worked with like Lindsay Hicks. She's phenomenal. I've worked with April Hoff. We worked with her. She's great, but we haven't really touched base with other photographers here because I mean we don't really know like a whole lot of because like most of our work is from Angola, but we have one here in Indy, so we might get a sense of what the community's like in October.
For sure.
But I mean, as far as the art community here in like videography community, and like I think there's a lot of kids out there that do it, but we just don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I think that if we we reached out to more like artists and creatives,
Absolutely.
I think that you would get a more feeling of what the community's like.
For sure. Because like for me, when I went to Florida and then I came back to Angola, like I didn't know that, like who else was out here doing like music videos or anything. I was like especially in Angola, there's really nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like the only people that I knew of was you, and I knew of there's an older guy. I don't know if you've heard of his company. It's called what is this company called? I'm forgetting now. But I've worked with him one time before, and he's like in his like early 30s, mid 30s or something like that. So like I worked with him. He's been doing it for a while now. And then of course Grant Corey, then you said Sam Bradley did it too.
No. Sam Bradley just like a friend of ours.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So like
he could do it.
Right, exactly. I thought he was. I thought I'd seen that name before, or at least I think I'd seen him in one of your videos, I believe. But,
Sam helped me film my first wedding. He brought his drone, so he came through really nice with that, and so we got a few good shots.
Exactly. That was the first time. Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen his name on something like that. But yeah, in Fort Wayne there's actually a lot of videographers, but they're the thing is with filmmakers and videographers is a difference. You know what I mean? So like there's a lot of videographers in Fort Wayne, and there's a very small bit of filmmakers there, but it is starting to get a little bit more known a little bit, but. The big thing is like you said, like people you don't know who they are half the time. You know what I mean? Like nobody talks to each other. Nobody's like. Since some people don't like to collaborate, which is terrible. Like you know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Exactly, like filmmaking and stuff. That is a team sport. Like, you have to collaborate.
Sure. And like you learn from each other. Like that's why videography. I mean, sure, filmmaking's the same way. Like if you watch someone who's more experienced, or you can even help someone that's like less experienced.
100%. You know, and like. That's how it was for me. Like there was a couple people I tried reaching out to when I first came back. You know what I mean? When I actually figured out who they were, but it's like they're mainly people who do music videos, and they like kind of wanted to stick to their own brand. You know, they want to keep their brand strong, which is stupid. You know, but
people can help your brand, like
exactly. You know what I mean? Bring and not only that, but like. You can learn something from a bunch of different people. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like I worked with a guy. His name is Miles Marrs. I don't know if you ever.
I know Miles Marrs. He did stuff for Kid Dash
and him and everything. And like I worked with him, And like I did look at, I looked at him as like competition. You know what I mean? Because he was doing music videos. I was mainly doing music videos at the time. But I worked with him one time, and I was like, you know what? I learned a lot from him, and he learned a lot from me too that he had never learned. So I was like, you can learn a bunch of different stuff from different people, no matter what level of experience they have. So.
Sure.
And as far as indie, there's filmmakers here that I'm meeting with today and stuff, but. I know a couple of different filmmakers here in Indianapolis, but not as much as like Fort Wayne. Indy's so damn. It's the biggest city in Indiana, so I'm not gonna meet everybody. Yeah. But as far as photography, though, there's photographers everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That market's super saturated.
Exactly. It's very, very saturated.
Yeah.
And in Angola, there's a couple photographers that are like big. I think the one that I follow the most would probably be the one. What's his name? Steve Bowen.
Yeah, Steve Bowen. Yep.
He's cool. I mean, he does a lot of stuff for the school. In Fort Wayne, there's millions of photographers. I can't even pick out one name.
And most of them are pretty great. I mean,
I
see a lot of senior portraits and stuff, and kids that I know, like they're all pretty good.
Exactly.
But, like it's not like we won't know who they are.
Right.
They're not in the same field. I mean, they're in the same field, but they don't do like the same work as us.
Exactly.
So
and
we're never gonna touch base.
Exactly, and that's like especially because some people sometimes only do like. I've been seeing a lot of people lately do stuff where they just hop into photography just to do it. They're not really passionate about it. This would be a quick little side hustle, but man, your photos are overexposed. It's way too saturated. It's out of focus. Like, come on now. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, leading on to the community and stuff. Do you guys feel that you guys have get enough support in your guys' business as far as like in Angola, Fort Wayne, or any of your markets that you guys are in? Like, do you guys feel like you get enough support for your guys' craft?
I feel like in Angola we get a lot of support. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 90% of our weddings come from Angola. So word of mouth in Angola because everyone is so...
Yeah,
it's
small
great.
town community, tight knitting.
Yeah. Mishawaka is getting better. Yeah. I have a couple senior pictures to do there, so that's going to help. We have a wedding to do in 2 weeks.
Dope.
In Mishawaka, so... We're trying. I feel like our biggest downfall of the 3 cities that we have touch base in is probably Indy, but we are...
Yeah, we talk about
it.
We're
trying. Yeah. We don't have our family here to be like, hey, A B Cinematography. So, of course, it's going to be a little harder when the only word of mouth is 2 college students who are in college.
Absolutely. I mean, have you guys, how have you guys, marketed your business? Have you guys done, ads on, Facebook or any kind of social media?
Yeah, we just actually did a few ads on Facebook.
We do ads on Facebook.
We do,
cards.
our own personal Instagram accounts, which is, this girl right here has thousands of followers, so... She has a lot of people to reach out to.
It's true. I mean, having the friends and stuff that's important, man.
Key.
So everybody that knows you guys definitely wants to click on this video.
Yeah.
But that's definitely the biggest thing. Is do you guys have good support with your friends and family and stuff that support you guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If they didn't support me, they wouldn't be my friend. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
For sure. It's my camera lens.
Oh,
sorry.
And we back. Alright, and we back. So I was asking you guys about I was going to ask you guys about support from other creatives. Whether they're in any kind of craft, I guess, whether it's photography, videography, arts, music. I mean, have you guys gotten any backing from that at all? Any other kind of creators at all that you guys know?
I'm trying to think of creatives. Dalton Meisner, we just met him, but he said that he likes our work. Alec Lamont, Alec Lamont? I've talked to him a few times. He likes our work too. I don't.
You.
A lot of people are busy. I don't know. During the week, I don't know. People are so busy that we don't really hear a lot of. It's not that the support isn't there. It's just when we get.
Yeah, everybody's kind of busy doing other stuff sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's not that they're forgetting that we're doing something. It's just that.
I also feel like there's a lot of competition.
A lot
of, and I don't feel that way. I'd like to have a conversation with you, and you tell me what you do,
Absolutely.
and I'll tell you. But I have reached out to a couple of photographers and just kind of asked them nothing what do you do? Teach me everything that you do so I can take the exact same pictures. But hey, what kind of LUT is this? Where do you purchase your LUTs from? And I'll either not get message back or they'll give me just a kind of answer. And I'm just
and I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's funny because there's I'm not going to mention the person's name, but there's a videographer in Fort Wayne who does mainly music videos. and I think I asked. He had a wedding video that he was actually gonna do, and like I was gonna hop on to be like I didn't really want to do a camera, but extra grip or whatever. And when I asked him about it, he's like, "Oh man, I don't do multicam shoots for weddings." And I'm like, because I had my brand and then he had his, and he just didn't want to mesh those together, which is like, come on, bro.
Oh yeah,
but
I mean
that happens a lot, and that's actually a good thing that you brought that up. I mean, because like competition, I feel like for stuff that we do is like I feel like it happens a lot for some odd reason.
Yeah, I don't understand that because like I would want to. I'm not saying that I would give out my exact settings for a LUT, but I would definitely gear them in the right direction so that that they can take photos and take those photos in post and then edit like I do. Or
exactly. And it's I think it comes mainly more with. I think it comes a lot more with photography now. I think a little bit more since it's more oversaturated, and I guess it kind of depends. Like when I came back to Angola, I definitely had the thoughts that I had in my mind was like, all right, I don't know a whole lot of other videographers, photographers here, so like when I do find who those people are, my first thought wasn't to like work with them. It was like, all right, I'm gonna try to stand out, be better since it is oversaturated. But the more I got into like. The more I had my, lessons that I had to, the stuff that I either failed on or stuff that I had to kind of just, working with different people, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of just taught me, like, all right, there's no reason to be competitive. Just help each other, build your stuff up, basically, you know what I mean? Especially in places like, Fort Wayne and Angola, especially Angola, which is, which is crazy to me because I feel like, how I felt like about at least with Angola, I feel like since Angola's not so used to videography, filmmaking or photography, whatever like that, is that they're Angola won't champion more than one kind of entity. You know what I mean?
They have to have their one person.
Right, and I know
it's a small town though, man.
And I hate that. You know what I mean? That's not. I don't think that's healthy for a market or like a community, especially for what we're trying to do. So it's just ridiculous. But all right, what was the next question? So when you guys plan your guys' wedding videos, like of course you guys have one here tomorrow or today, right? Tomorrow.
Right, yeah, tomorrow.
So like, how do you guys go about? Like, what kind of pre-planning do you guys usually take to get ready for the day? The day before, basically.
Usually we will like if it's in Goa like it is tomorrow, we'll head home today. So we have like a night before to like charge the batteries, like just pretty much like a prep. Just
watch videos, kind of see what kind of shots that we want to make sure that we have. Getting there early and seeing the location and being able to be like, this is where I want this is where I want that. The biggest thing that we struggle with that though is because we both are trying to get shots at the same time is getting in each other's way. We'll have a super awesome shot and then Austin's head will just be out of the corner and we're just like, dang it!
Right.
It's all blown.
That was only like the last wedding.
That's
it's
fine.
very hard,
to do that, especially. I mean, like some of the wedding, like the venues, I guess that's held at. Like, usually is it bigger spots, smaller spots, or does it vary sometimes?
It really varies.
Depends. Like I've been the one that I did here before we started was probably the biggest venue that I've been to. It had like an open, flower garden area where like the ceremony was pretty large.
Yeah, was it outside?
Yeah, it was outside.
Yeah, kind of like the classic kind of stuff you see for weddings and stuff.
It just depends, what like wedding to wedding, depending on who it is. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, it just depends.
Do you guys usually ask like the couples and stuff? Like, do you ask them kind of beforehand some of the stuff that they definitely want to capture at all, or?
Usually, clients are different. Some clients will give you a sheet with times and certain like word for word steps of what they're gonna do by the minute.
Yeah.
But some people just expect you to capture the essential moments.
Yeah.
I've never gotten from our clients. I've never gotten the you need to do this. Right. You better make sure that. Usually they trust you enough if you're already there recording their wedding. They trust you enough to get the shots that you want. Yeah. So I definitely think that depending if we have a very high strung bride who wants this, of course we're gonna do it. But 90% of the time we get the people that are just like.
Super nice.
What to do. You know what to do.
It's funny that you say that because I had one of my teachers in film school had his own wedding videography company. I think he had mentioned one time that he was working on a wedding and the bride, she was really really kind of mean and stuff and she had like sent a deposit to him and everything, and like something had went wrong with his cameras and stuff, so they actually couldn't like film the wedding at all that day.
Oh.
And they already sent the deposit, and then she was pissed, like she went off.
Man.
Oh my gosh,
you
that
know,
was like a cinematography nightmare.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like that, because that's one of the things I guess that's one of the reasons I haven't really gotten into it, because that's a wedding, you know, you're dealing with someone's most important like day of their life damn near.
Yes.
Like if you screw it up, it's like, whew, you know, that's kind of scary.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Very
Exactly.
Like really scary.
Dude,
but,
one time I was filming a wedding, and towards the end, all my batteries died. And luckily, I had a phone that shot in 4K.
Yeah.
So I just pulled out my phone and shot like the last
Quick
10
thinking,
minutes of the wedding. Like at that, in those moments, you have to give you have to take what you have.
Exactly.
You know? And I had a phone that had 4K video, and luckily I did. So
that's dope.
I finished that wedding off by a phone, and it worked.
That's awesome. Do you guys do you guys ever make like a shot list at all? Kind of like a pre-planned shot list and stuff?
I mean, I wouldn't say on paper, but definitely mental notes are made.
Yeah, I would say I make shot lists before, and I like study the shot list,
Absolutely.
and then I'll go in so that way I'm not that it would be a bad thing, but I also don't want to be the girl that's sitting there with her piece of paper like, okay, I need to do this.
Right, for sure.
I want to kind of make it look like I know what I'm doing,
Right,
keep going.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not bad to have that at all, because like in
Right.
the film industry, like their shot lists are used like all the time. You know, the cinematographers and stuff will make sure to have a shot list. But of course, more of those are more narrative stuff, so it's like everything's already planned.
Yeah,
exactly.
For like documentaries, weddings and stuff. Like for the commercial I'm doing right now at the fitness business, like I had made a shot list for them, but I didn't like 100% know like, all right, this stuff is gonna have to change around here like on the day of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because
Especially for weddings, because you know, depending like the venue and stuff. Which that's a good question too. Do you guys ever like visit the place beforehand at all?
It's hard.
Well, usually, like since I'm from Angola, like you're from Angola too, so like if a lot of the clients, I already know what the venue like looks like, so I already know like I'll just inform her like what it's like and what not to do and what to do. But the wedding that I did here, the first wedding that I did it in Indy by myself, I actually went there for the pre-ceremony the day before, so I was there for like maybe 3 hours and just talked to the bride and groom and just got situated with the venue and stuff. But yeah, that was like my only time that I got to like see the venue before.
Right. Yeah.
Most of the times
we're out of town.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
already know like I know what the venue usually is composed of.
That's good.
Like usually, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that always, like for me, I always like to location scout and just kind of check out the areas beforehand, and tech scouting too, which tech scouting is just seeing where all the power is at, where's the restroom, where's the hot, that kind of shit. Especially if you have like other crew people on your production and whatnot. Which, have you guys ever brought any other people like to work on your guys' productions, or just mainly both of you guys?
It's mainly
we're self-taught. Like I would say that the video skills that we have acquired, it's completely self-taught. Just YouTube is a free school, and like everyone takes the time to learn something from YouTube, because it's absolutely crucial.
Very crucial.
It's free. It's convenient. It's like if you have a question, just search it on YouTube, and there's a skill that you could acquire.
100%. Because when I went to film school, because I've always been interested in film, but I didn't really know the first step to take. Of course, YouTube could have been I could have just went on YouTube for a lot of this stuff. Yeah. But I think film school, and there's always a constant debate whether film school is useful or not. I think it's very useful, but it's very expensive. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's good for networking and stuff.
Yeah.
You meet so many other people that are doing amazing things, and it's that's how you get the opportunity to create different productions and different stuff like that. So that's the best benefit, I think, with that. But definitely YouTube, best free school out there. Basically.
I think what our school offers, if you're gonna major in video or photography, I think that what you said, networking school, they also set you down and they teach you the basics, and they try to go in depth as much as they can with the basics. But I mean, YouTube is hit or miss, man. If you want to learn the hard edits, you're gonna put your time in and actually want to learn them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Dope. So I mean, okay, so when you guys go, before you guys go into the production basically of shooting the wedding videos, do you guys kind of also kind of have an idea in your mind already of how the thing's gonna be edited, or do you guys kind of just build up on that?
I don't know if it's necessarily spoken about, but we just have the same style when it comes to editing. I've learned all of my video stuff from him, so we're kind of always on the same level of that just
Yeah.
because he's the one that I watch. But we also watch all those YouTube videos of other
Right,
weddings.
yeah.
So we'll like see something, we'll be like that. Like that's what
Right,
we need.
yeah.
We need to do something like that. And then we do it the next day. But it's never like a discussion. I don't
Right,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think
cool,
that
for sure.
like what we're like finding out now is like I think we're trying to find like our own style, and I think we have.
Yeah, slowly
Mhm.
but surely.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes time. It takes a
Yeah.
lot of time.
Yeah.
That's how I feel sometimes. Like, all right, I don't like. Sometimes I'll look up different tutorials of how to do specific things. Like, I don't want to get too close to that style. Maybe I have to
Right.
change up a
'Cause
little
that's-
bit of stuff.
Yeah.
you know?
And that's what I mean. You can't mimic other like if someone's style is implemented and that's solidified,
Yeah.
like you can't copy it.
Exactly.
You know?
And there's like, with all those different editing softwares and stuff, there's so much different stuff you can do. So sometimes it's like, sometimes it's not, sometimes it can be hard to copy someone's style completely. I think you can
Right.
copy more, I think it's easier to not copy style, I guess, more like in production. With post-production, though, that's where it kind
Yeah.
of, the lines get
Yeah.
hard a little bit. You know what I mean? But, I mean, with editing and stuff, though, what editing software do you guys use?
Well, right now we're using
Videos?
Premiere Pro, but I think we want to make a transition because lately, man, it's been just a
Been
pain in the ass, man. It's just
Yeah.
like we just
It
talked about this,
has.
like the rendering is way too long.
Yeah.
Like since
100%.
she shoots in 1080 and I shoot in 4K, like with my 4K footage, it just takes forever to like upload, and then once it's uploaded, it just takes forever to like replay and like watch. So
you had it on the
can't edit it.
laptop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on a MacBook. So
It'll lose like all of our clips too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
just go missing. We'll go to
Yeah.
open it. It's gone.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's one thing. I don't know if like when you guys edit, do you guys kind of hook up your laptop to a hard drive
Yep.
at all? Yeah, because that's happened to me a couple times where like if you have your footage on your hard drive and you put it on the editing software, and then if you try to edit without the hard drive, then that's when like,
all the files are
all the
red.
files,
and
they're gone. And
Yeah.
I hate that too because it's like, man, I just want to have, because that's what Final Cut's a little bit better at, is that you can just like plug all your stuff in, and then you don't have to have your hard drive like, connected to it.
See
you know what I mean?
that I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially with laptops and stuff when you're traveling around with it. I don't want to have my hard drive hanging off on the side.
Yeah,
Right,
and then if you
right.
want to lose your hard drive traveling, then there goes
Exactly.
thousands of
Oh my
gigs
gosh, I
and
don't even want to
memories
think
gone.
about that. That is so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I know
So
that's
bad.
super scary. But okay, so more on the planning and stuff. Do you guys like kind of? Is there always individual tasks that you guys take on, or you guys kind of handle some of the same stuff at the same time during the shoots?
I think the past couple of weddings we've done like the same. Like she'll get the different angles of a shot, and I will.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the problem came in of like her getting in shots, me getting in shots, because if she's at like a different angle,
Yeah.
so like if they're like getting ready for the first kiss, she's behind getting like the close up, and I'm like
Yep.
straight on, and like she's in the image, and I'm in the image. It's like
Yeah.
there's nothing that you can do about it at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
You know, either she gets the shot or I do. You know.
Right.
But I think
Oh,
we're
man.
overall pretty good about it.
Yeah. I think working together on the same shot in different ways is like the best way to
Being
go
in a
about it.
relationship, it just helps everything. Like every question, there's just the fact that we're in a relationship, so we understand each other just on that little bit of level. So I can tell when I'm in his shot. I'm in shot. I'm sorry.
All good.
When I'm in his shot, and we can I'll look at him and I can see it on his face. And I'm like, okay, I got
You gotta move on to the other side.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's good to have, especially because I feel like with wedding video, at least from my the teacher that that I had in film school, he said it's good to have the people cover as much ground as possible, especially in stuff like that. You have to cover as much as possible because there's so much different stuff that's going on. Of course, crowd reactions and when the groom starts crying when the wedding, when the bride comes down, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But and of course, you guys said for this next shoot, you're doing just photography and then you're handling video, right?
Yes. So we'll
That's
see
dope.
how this goes.
Right. Well, you got that new lens, so that lens is gonna help for sure.
The 35mm is gonna be killer shots.
Yeah,
That's
right.
dope. So, all right. So, individually, what has inspired you guys? Who and what has inspired you guys to actually kind of take on this possible career choice of videography, photography? Of course, you said you're doing like art therapy, and then what was your actual major too? What was it called?
It's called Integrative Studio Practice.
Yeah, like who and what has inspired you guys to kind of take this path now in your lives?
Him being number one.
Mm-hmm.
Him showing me Rory Kramer, Matt Como, Sam.
Did you know any of those guys beforehand?
Oh
like
gosh.
before?
No.
No?
No, I started hanging out with him, and he is a YouTube fanatic, so when I was around him, he'd just be like, look at this guy, and
Right.
of course I would be like, no, but I'm like, okay, wait,
Right.
this is really good.
Right.
So definitely just all the people that he's shown me, my parents and my aunts, for sure, but
Yeah.
other than that, he did a lot of it.
That's dope. What about you? Of course, you said Roy Kramer.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any kind of like any film directors at all that you kind of watch, or any specific kind of stuff that you've seen that has really inspired you to get into this?
Oh man, I need to get more like educated on filmmakers. I'm just more into like the freelance aspect, like Rory and like Sam Coulter, Matt Como, like Jeremiah and Olaf. Like all these guys are just super talented and like
Absolutely.
I think I haven't done this aspect yet, but like, I think what I'm inspired by is like seeing like concert shoots. To me are really cool,
yeah.
and I think that that's what I would love to do one day. Like be like a photographer, a videographer for like an artist, and get to see like what that like their life is about. Not to like get into like that celebrity life. Just like I want to be around people who are like really successful.
Absolutely.
And shoot for them, and like I don't know. I think inspiration, like she's inspired me too. Like ever since that we've been doing stuff together, it's like she's talented. She always says she's not, but she is. I always want to like remind her that like inspiration is definitely coming from her. Like you're not just this bum that has a camera. Like you are talented.
It's hard. You get in creative little blocks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, that happens a lot.
I think that's something that we fall in like as artists. Like we just feel like we like this week I question if art school was for me like 2 or 3 times. It's like you're in that creative block, and then you feel like your work is less, and you feel like your craft is falling, but it's not.
Would you say you guys are like perfectionists in a way, as far as like when you're doing your work?
When it comes to editing, yes. Yes. If it is off by like this much of a second, we can both tell. And we're yes.
I saw this. I shared it on Facebook yesterday. Shout out to my friend Esther. She's a great photographer. She said something to this sort of like, as far as being a perfectionist, where it's like, all right, she never looked for people or certain things to be perfect, but her work is, she always looked for that to be perfect and stuff, and it's kind of like a weird thing that I feel like a lot of human beings have, what I mean? It's kind of weird to understand that, I guess, in a way. I mean, when you look at when you first started getting into video, specifically you, like what was the overall resolution that you were trying to create, as far as like for your videos? Like what was the I guess the outcome that you wanted from what was the outcome that you actually got?
See, when I first got my GoPro, I was like, I knew that I couldn't amount to what Rory and all these guys are doing, like not right away. But I think, oh man, that's such a good question. It's just like, I don't know, Rory and all that just inspired me so much that like, dude, I'm like thinking so much right now. What was your question?
Yeah. So like basically when you first did your first video, and then when you actually got into wedding videos, like what was the overall outcome that you wanted, like for yourself specifically? Because as perfectionists, you know what I mean, when it comes to our work and stuff, sometimes our work can be a reflection of ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like what did you want your outcome to be? Like, what did you want when people looked at Austin VanWagner films and A B Cinematography? Like, what was the outcome that you had in your mind? That you want the people to say about your work?
Pre-wedding, it was just me on the lake with my friends, and like I guess the outcome in that sense would just be like to like put a video together that wasn't like anything special. Mm-hmm. Just to like see them happy, and like us being stupid or just us being weird for no reason, just because I have a GoPro like in their face.
Right.
But I mean, the outcome as far as like pre-wedding was just to have fun, and like that's why I think picking up a camera for me was like the best option.
Absolutely.
Because it like pulled out this new like thing in me that like I never had before, and it took the creative side out of me like completely. Yeah. For the wedding, I think our outcome as a whole is just to like make people happy too. If that, as funny as that sounds, it's just like.
I mean, you guys are capturing very special moments.
Yeah, and like I want people to like I want Brooke and Brady, like the first wedding video that I did. I want them 30 years down the road to watch them and be like, damn, like
this is our moment.
And I don't even care that my name is on the video. Like I want them to like watch it, not even think about who I am, and just like watch like their happiness be exploding off the screen.
Exactly, 100%. And I think too, like one thing that's pulled me to you guys, both of you, like was like the fact that you guys are in a relationship and you have a bit, and you made a business out of it. Like for me, to be honest, that's something that I've always wanted. You know, I've been single for a long ass time, but that's another story. But like, you know what I mean? So it's like I think that also kind of like pulls people into you as well, because like, all right, damn, they're a couple, and you know they're very good at photography and videography and stuff like that. Like that is just a cool kind of like cool mix. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that is definitely something interesting, and it's a good ploy that you guys like, you know, kind of came up with. Like when actually did, I don't know if I asked this before, I probably did. If I did, I'm sorry, but when did you guys actually like? What was the conversation like when you guys actually decided to want to make A and B Cinematography, like an actual business and whatnot?
When I came with him after the first wedding, I was just coming to help him out. I was like, I'll come help you if you want me to.
Yeah.
I'd like to do it,
Yeah,
obviously.
because it got to a point where like I was
It was
like
hard.
a one-man mission, man. It sucked. Like
Yeah.
I pulled through on all like the 4 or 5 that I did, but it was stressful. It was a lot more stressful. But yeah, and then
So like after that, we were back in Angola.
Yeah.
It was New Year's, and we were driving back, and I was kind of just having conversations with Hannah. I was like, you know, I like this. This is fun. I hope that he liked me there. Like I hope I was a help. And I don't remember if there was an exact conversation. I just remember us being both just like, we're doing this. We're doing this together. We're going to make a business out of this.
That's dope.
And
because I
it's
saw you guys'
crazy.
website too, and I love the because in the website it kind of explains too how you guys got together,
Right,
and all
right,
that
right.
stuff too as well. That's dope. I mean, did you when you because you had Austin VanWagner Films? I don't know if that's like still like a main thing, or you guys just simply just have that, you know, both of you guys together as one individual business, or one business basically, or do you have an individual side too?
I haven't done a video for myself in a while, but I think that's just because I'm so focused on wedding videography, which we've had conversations about. I need to like, it's not that I don't want to make stuff without her. I'm not saying that. It's just like I think making stuff for myself could make me happy in a different way.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I still have that. It's been a while, I will say, but it's also hard that we're in school now, and I don't have as much time to just go out and record stuff for my own, you know, self. You know,
Right.
I don't have that time.
We try to mainly do weddings together, but if someone comes to me and says, I want senior pictures, I'm not going to be like, hey, Austin, will you come do senior pictures of me?
Yeah.
It's just kind of a...
I mean,
whatever
especially
comes,
because
whatever comes.
in your guys' business, if that like, you know, specifically if that was like the thing, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be a bad idea for where you go off basically and handle this one part, and you have to go off and handle the other part. You know, just to kind of expand and stuff. You know what I mean?
because we need to grow together and apart for our content to keep getting better.
Exactly. And for the bigger productions, especially have like, you know, both of you guys there and stuff. But smaller stuff like that,
Yeah.
You know, just basically all that money will still go back into the business.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's
Exactly.
great. Speaking of school, so like what made you guys go to IUPUI? Was that like a first option for you guys?
Honestly, I'm just gonna be honest. IU denied me, and like I was really like upset about that because I had a really good GPA.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't test well. So my first destination was IU.
Yeah.
So and then my second one was IUPUI. And like I've been to India numerous times, so I thought that like IUPUI would be cool. Like it's in a city.
Yeah.
I was a business major, so I knew Kelly, and like I was hearing that Kelly was better here in the sense that you're literally like next door neighbors to all the businesses downtown.
Yeah.
Which made a lot of sense to me. But then I ended up hating it, so now here I am doing art, and I'm just a lot more happier. There's just a lot more time for me to like be creative and not hate my life.
That's good.
It's like accounting and like all that. No.
Oh yeah. You know, and honestly, like there's of course a huge topic of if you know like certain careers in college are even useful and stuff.
Yeah, no,
business,
me.
like having business majors and stuff like that really is not as lucrative as you would expect for college. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people like who dropped out and that are making billion-dollar businesses and stuff like that. So, and then of course you said you did nursing first, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. That was a train wreck and a half.
Yeah, something that you had like was interested in for a little while, and then
So my mom was a nurse.
Yeah.
So I just kind of was like, yeah, nursing, whatever. Came into IUPUI, and then I took a drawing class just to fill in one of my lifestyle classes.
Yeah.
And I had never been in Heron before or anything. And the day that I walked into Heron, I was like, I belong here. Like, I should be here around this environment. The type of people that go there. Art school is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
100%.
So
Yeah, like she was in Heron before I was, and she was like, yeah, these people are great, because I'm around people who, I'm not saying anything bad, but like a business atmosphere is different. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of like stress. and competition, and just a lot of people who are out to get you. But like in art school, like there's a big difference of like you can be like me. I can't draw. I actually hate drawing, but I'm always told that like you can't judge your drawing skills off people who've been drawing for years, and like that's hard for me to realize because I want to be good once I start, but I have to also
that's true
realize
for really a lot of different stuff. And same with video and photography as well.
Exactly.
There's people who I watch sometimes, like even locally, it's just like, man, I wish I was on like that level. But I think about it like, like you're never like you should never count your time along with theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna grow differently compared to how they how they grew or how they're growing and stuff like that. And experience levels and stuff. But what got you interested in going to IUPUI? Was it for nursing mainly? That was the first thing?
No, I got accepted to a couple different schools, and I just knew I didn't want to be home. I wanted to get as far away from South Bend as I could, with staying in Indiana because of a scholarship. So IUPUI, I was like, the city's pretty. Why not? It's far enough away. I can come back if I want to.
Yeah.
So I really didn't. I don't want to say this, really, but like I didn't put a lot of thought into. I want to go to this place because of this. I want to go to this place because of this. I was just like, I want to go to this place because it'll be far enough away, and it's IUPUI, and it's pretty.
That's nice. I mean, today, like I said, today I stumbled upon it when I was coming in here, and I was like, oh, damn, this is the college. This is nice.
Pretty.
Yeah. It kind of look. I mean, basically, it's attached to IU, the entire, kind of business, I guess, or whatever. But that is dope. There's a lot of cool stuff over that way. Like you said, there's a lot of businesses. That's one thing I did realize. There's a lot of businesses over there and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you guys were like when you first had that first major that you guys were interested in, I mean, did you kind of already have in mind like 5 years down the road what you're exactly gonna do? With business? Like, did you already kind of have an idea?
Well, I was gonna major in marketing, and basically like I wanted to market it around clothes. Like I wanted to go into like not retail, but like a bigger, maybe like a brand and work for a brand and market their product.
Type deal, yep.
And I still love clothes. I still love the business aspect within brands and all that. But I hated it, man. Like I realized like I love business. I love the aspects behind it. But it's just really what I want to do.
Because Jonathan Williams, right?
My man.
Yeah, man. I haven't spoken to him. It's been a minute. Shout out to him. But what's his business called again? Real.
Real. We do that with him. It's
that's dope because having the videography side, boom, that's an extra plug for you guys, extra plug for them. 100%.
Real is actually it's Jonathan, myself, Jordan Sager, Brandon Knight, and Sam Bradley too.
That's dope.
So it's a 5-man team now, man.
That's great, man. And expanding that is huge. Yeah. Because the biggest thing is ultimately you guys are going to be and want to be entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? And the best way to do that is have multiple streams of revenue and multiple different avenues of creativity and stuff. Exactly. So having Real and A and B Cinematography and everything else individually that you guys do is totally like one of the best plans that you guys can have, you know what I mean? Yeah. But with you with nursing, I mean, you just kind of already like you just wanted to go into some kind of
I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. I wanted to deliver babies, and I took a biology of women class my first semester, and I watched a baby get born, and I almost passed out. So I was like, it might be time for me to change my major. So that was nursing school.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what did your parents think when you guys actually switched majors? I mean, was it kind of like a controversial kind of conversation that you guys had, or was it?
It was definitely
because that can get there's always a conversation that, or at least there's always a narrative always put out there that arts don't make money and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys have heard that plenty of times.
Million times.
And and sometimes they say parents can be a little weary of that. You know what I mean? Like when I told mom that when I told my mom I was gonna do film and stuff, like she was a little confused at first, but I mean she kind of knew. Like she always thought I was gonna try to continue playing football and stuff, which. No. I love football. I love it. And it was fun. Rugby was cool. But, that wasn't, my passion and stuff. So, when you guys said that you guys were going to switch your majors and stuff, how did that conversation go? Was it kind of weird or?
My dad definitely, I got well, what do you plan on doing with that? Yeah. Are you going to make any money? So, it was definitely with my dad, it was a little different compared to my mom. I'm the first one to go to college out of my dad's side of the family. So when his only kid is going to college right now for nursing, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to change to an art major. He was a little skeptical, but as I like progressed and showed them my work and actually they could see why I wanted to change my major, it was a completely different story. But I still get the like random comments from my dad, like, "So you're gonna take a couple business classes?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, you know, and it's just really just, you know, you gotta stick to you know what you want to do.
Right,
know?
Prove him wrong. Love my dad, but I want to prove him wrong.
Absolutely. How about you?
My mom was absolutely for it. I mean, I gave her, like, there was a few times, spring semester, I was still taking, like, Kelly classes, and, like, I had a few breakdowns, and, like, we talked about it, and, like, I just realized, like, in that moment that, like, I didn't like business because it was just, it made me more upset than it did happy.
Right.
So, and then, at that point, like, I was already filming and stuff, like, not being an art major, and then I changed majors, and then my mom was all for it, but my dad's super black and white. I don't talk to him that much, but like from what like I heard this through my sister, and he wasn't he just didn't really care for it, because my dad's like I said, black and white, so he's been at the same job for multiple years, so he sees things one way, and it's either his way or the highway.
Right. Yeah.
So he said the same thing, like her dad said, like, how are you gonna make money, like what are you gonna do? And it's like things were a lot different when you were born, Dad, like, you know, like it's
because I mean, honestly, this 2018, we are honestly one of the most accessible years in our entire life. Like, you can make money just sitting at home on your computer, you know what I mean? Like,
it works, man.
It works, you know what I mean? Like, and you can learn all this stuff on like you have the internet in the palm of your hands, you know what I'm saying?
Everything that you needed to do.
So that, like, that's super important, that, like, you know, it's just, you know, there's different options, of course. You know, parents, of course, back in when, you know, they were our age and stuff, it was like different kind of like jobs. There wasn't, filmmaking and photography wasn't as like, especially in Angola, probably was not even an option. Not at all. No. And I don't know, probably not even in Mishawaka in South Bend, you know what I mean? So I mean, that, you know, it's good that you guys just stick to what you guys are doing, because that's always the most important thing. Because, like, luckily my mom is like my most supportive person in my life, so she supports a lot what I'm doing. She's actually gonna be a producer on my film and
That's
stuff.
great.
So awesome.
And she was a producer on my short film that I did too, so I mean that was pretty cool. But you know, it's like, it's cool because, you know, sometimes a great quote that my cousin from the filmmaker went to San Francisco told me. He's like, you're never too old to learn, you're never too young to teach. So I
love that.
Keep that quote in mind. I think that's something I told my mom, and she, you know, she's like, oh, you're right. So,
you know what? You're right.
Exactly. So, all right. Yeah. So what's your guys' favorite project that you guys have worked on, as far as like overall projects, whether it's a wedding video or a photo or something? What's like your most favorite thing that you guys have worked on, individually and together?
I think together was actually like the last video we did.
Yeah.
We just kind of got more like experimental on edits and LUTs and like coloring techniques. But I mean,
I would definitely say together, the last video that we did, our last wedding video, was probably the best thing that we've made.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Individually, gosh, why am I forgetting her name? Jocelyn Senior's pictures. Jocelyn Senior Pictures, I just had a lot of fun. It was so fun, and she's beautiful, so it was so easy but fun. So definitely that was my favorite.
Dude, honestly, I don't really have a favorite. I think all like the videos that I've made before wedding videos, I just had fun making all of them.
Yeah.
Like regardless of if they're not, I don't care if they're good. Like the process of making them was fun for me. So like I think the early stages of me having just a GoPro was pretty fun. Like my favorite time.
Yeah.
Before time got stressful and like, you know, here's you know, here's a list, you gotta follow it, or else, you know, my money is getting put back into my account, you know, like.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good, because that's the same thing. I don't really have a favorite for anything that I have. Well, that's a lie. I got some favorites. But, yeah, I mean, there's like a least. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna ask if there's a least favorite thing that you guys have, or like that you guys, you know, kind of dislike the most, or something like that. As far as work that you guys have done.
Personally, I mean, like I just said, I had fun making these like little like lake life videos, but I think my least favorite projects that I worked on were just my first couple ones, because like I was so young, man. Like I picked up that GoPro and I was like, I'm just recording stuff, and then I took it into actually iMovie, which, you know, iMovie is very, very basic.
Yeah.
So I literally just pulled up the program, put my my SD card in, and I started just throwing clips and clips.
Right.
And clips.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, this looks cool, and I'm gonna place this one with this one. And like, if they work, they work. I don't really care if they're not like flashy.
Yeah, that's how it works that first time. Just like I had something I did when I was living in Florida, and like I wish I could find it because it was kind of interesting, but like I knew it was terrible. It was very, very terrible, but I still want to find it just because it was, that's like the growth. To see the growth.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is. It's not like I have a least favorite and a favorite. It's I can look at my growth from this to this.
100%. That's why I like it. And then not only yourself, but like people see that too. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So in you guys' opinions, is there something that like, video-wise or photography-wise, is there something that one of you guys is like better than the other in your guys' opinions at all? Do you guys ever have conversations like that? Like, she's better with the coloring, or he's better with focusing or focus pulling, whatever.
I think this is hard.
Yeah,
I definitely think that there are areas where he is better. Like he taught me basically everything that I know or knew. So I definitely think he's better at. He is my calmness, like, when I'm at a wedding. So I can watch him do something and then be like, okay. Like, that's what, I need to start doing this. But I would say you're better at video than me. And is it fair to say that I'm a little better at photography?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just like you are like better.
That's his niche and this is my niche, and then we combine
that's
on
better.
niches.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
have that together.
Yeah,
right.
you're like a lot better at doing like. I've never done like senior portraits, and like she's getting more experience with that. But I don't think I would do that as well because like I'm not experienced. Like
right.
I can take really nice photos of like my friends like on the lake or just like
I've seen some
photos that aren't being.
I've seen a lot of your photos too. I think you had on Instagram too.
Yeah.
Dope photos, man.
It's just when it comes to like actual photos that people need and are paying for, that's her avenue, man, for sure.
It's
100%.
crazy because when we first met, literally the night that he met, I had not taken pictures, but I never had someone in front of me where I was like, and I saw him doing this with his friends, taking videos of his friends. So I was like, Hannah, get over here. Like, I'm going to take some pictures of you. So literally the night that we met and I watched him start taking videos, I started taking pictures.
Nice.
And now I'm doing photography and we do videography.
That's
it's
dope.
just kind of crazy. Like,
it's good to have that mix though.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
And just have it like. Because I think it is good. Like there was a company, there was a photography business that I had knew of, and I don't know if they're still around now, but they had like a couple thing going on, and they kind of did different stuff. Like one person would handle a specific piece of the edit or a specific piece of video production or photography production, stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's good to have that. Good to have that good mesh of teamwork and stuff and
For
balances.
sure.
Yeah, we definitely
awesome.
get into like little arguments.
Oh yeah. That's a good question. Yeah. I mean, what kind of? Yeah. I mean, has there ever been like a time where you guys have probably disagreed on some stuff on when you guys are working?
Honestly, like not even like
not disagreeing.
We're just like procrastinating because like usually like the last wedding that we did, we were in school.
Yeah.
So like we're so busy with school that we don't like. Essentially, we do put off editing like the video to like it needs to be edited. So like we're so like high, like our stress is at like a very high level because we want to like get it done. And I'm always like, hey, like we have to do this like today or tomorrow, and we have to get like a certain amount done. And shit.
Yes. Our biggest thing lately, for some reason, is that since I have gotten to bounce off of the knowledge that he's taught me, I've obviously like escalated and found out stuff too, but he has his way of doing stuff and I have my way of doing stuff. So I'll be sitting there and I'll be doing something or he'll be doing something and we'll both just be like, you can do this, like you can do this and it'll be faster. And it just drives us crazy. Like that has definitely been the biggest thing lately, but it's never during the actual wedding that we're like arguing.
We can't.
Like,
That's where the professionalism comes into play. Like, arguing, man, the clients are like, what the hell are they doing?
But we agree on like color, we agree on LUTs, we agree of everything like that. It's just when it comes to actually piecing it together and one of us knows how to do something else and then we're just like fighting over tilting the laptop and each other's away.
Oh man, that's funny. That's good though. Yeah, that's good that like, because that sometimes I was, on my on the film that I worked on in California, like of course there was tons of different people on the crew and stuff, but there's always like you know, because there's different pieces that you have to handle. Like there's costume, makeup, hair, you know, cinematography, you know, director of photography, grip, lighting, genie, all that kind of stuff. So it's like trying to make sure everybody's on the same
page almost.
On the same page is like important, you know.
Yes.
So it's good that you guys have.
Yes.
Has there ever been a project that you guys have done, but you like guys like never finished it at all?
No,
I think we finish. We get really excited when we start working on stuff.
Good,
so when it does come time to actually doing the wedding video, we have everything planned out, not necessarily pieced out together, but we're very good at that part of it.
Right, yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I have a project with Caston that I couldn't get finished because, of course, Premiere had to crash.
Right.
And, I was like halfway done with it, and like I was actually doing a project for Fiji. I went to a party of theirs. It's called the Islander. Like I didn't drink or anything. I just brought my camera and I was like recording all the bullshit that was going on.
Right, yeah.
And the video was gonna be pretty cool, but like I was halfway done with it, or pretty much done with it, and my computer crashed and Premiere crashed, and I lost all.
Oh gosh. That
and
sucks.
it was pretty much done, and I opened up Premiere again, and it was completely erased. I'm like, dude, man, I don't have time to do this, man.
Before too, man. Final Cut has crashed on me like that sometimes, and I was like, oh.
I always tell her I get so upset about technology not working, and just like I understand like technology is like a human being, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But like. It needs to work when I want to.
Right.
I want this.
I know. I'm like that all the time. My biggest problem, I don't know if this is your guys' problem either, but Wi-Fi is like the worst thing for me. At my house, my Wi-Fi is the worst Wi-Fi in the world. So like, there might be times where, like, say if I need to add in, like, specifically when I do like vlogs and stuff, I'll add in like different sound effects and stuff like that. There's like a website I go to get them from, but my Wi-Fi will never be working half the time, so I can't even download it and all that kind of stuff. And there's certain stuff in the softwares that you have to kind of use Wi-Fi on sometimes. Not most of the times, but I hate that.
Yeah, Premiere is one of those you need Wi-Fi to use it. So I'm sure Final Cut's the same way, right?
Yeah, Final Cut's the same way. But yeah, that kind of stuff can be a pain in the ass sometimes. I
bet.
All right, so last question, or close to the last question, is what do you guys have planned for the future? What is the future of A and B Cinematography? Besides you guys' own wedding video for yourself.
Yeah. I think that I want to travel with this business. Like I want to reach a clientele where like it's not strictly like don't get me wrong. I love going home, but like I don't want to go home.
Expand yourself.
Right.
Expand
I want to get a random call from a different state saying we found you.
A and B Cinematography needs. We can give you why. Let's go.
Exactly.
Bring it over here.
And I want emails like our emails to be coming through like people who are not from Indiana.
Exactly.
I think that's the future. I think we're just trying to expand. Like, I mean, that's a cliche answer, but like that's all we really can do.
You really never know with this kind of a business.
Yeah.
So, I would love to do this for the rest of my life and be an art therapist when I can be and do this absolutely full time.
That's great.
But I hope it expands to not just weddings. Like I want to be out there doing. I don't even know what's out there, but I don't care. I want to record it. Like,
that's a good. That's another. Yeah. What is there any other kind of like avenues of production that you guys want to take on besides just wedding videos at all? Like, what specifically would you guys want to do?
I would like to do. I don't even know. I wish we just all had unlimited money and we had a solid group of friends and we could go to different places and we could do stuff like how Rory and Matt Como did. Like. That would be ideal. I just hope somewhere along the way we meet some other videographers that kind of have the same situation and it can just, it's all about word of mouth. You just gotta get bigger. You just gotta get bigger. Super
important, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is there any like music videos or commercials kind of stuff that you guys would be interested in?
Music videos would be so fun.
Yeah, I think music videos would be kind of like difficult. Like I've never done them before, but I kind of want to do concert shoots too. Like I think like that's what Rory does for the Chainsmokers. I think that's really cool. Like. They give him absolute freedom on the stage to record absolutely anything that he wants. I think that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
And like I thought about like emailing management from just a bunch of random artists and seeing who hits me back.
Exactly. I mean that's really how it goes, man. Just emailing, reaching out as much as you can to as much different people as possible, and you can get a million no's, but that one yes could be a life changer. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing is just speak it into existence. Manifest it. Like if you guys want to take it to expanding it to a whole different states, different countries, or something like that, definitely just speak it into existence. It'll happen. You know what I mean? So that's the most important thing. I'm trying to think if there's one other question I have. There was one that I had, but I can't. It's not coming to my head. I don't know. But anyway, is there any social medias that you guys want to plug for you guys yourself? Individual, together, plug whatever. I'm going to put all of this stuff on the screen.
Okay.
And links will be in the box, description box, all that kind of stuff. So link whatever kind of
ladies first,
social
hit him
medias.
with the follows, you famous
All
girl.
right, we got the Instagram, B Marrs with 5 R's.
Ooh, okay. Look, she practiced that. B Marrs with the 5 R's. That's like the bar right there. Okay, go ahead.
You can also find that on Twitter. Our Facebook page is A B Cinematography.
Keep it simple. My Instagram is _ Austin VanWagner. That's simple. And Twitter is
not as cool as her.
Come on, you need like 5 R's.
And then my Twitter is literally just at @A, V, and W, and that's my name.
Dope.
So if you know my name, you can follow me on anything, really.
Dope. And the YouTube is A B Cinematography as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Dope. Do you guys have a Vimeo page at all? I don't know if you guys have heard
No,
of
but
Vimeo.
I've heard of Vimeo, but I've never like looked into it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's kind of getting a little slack lately because a lot of people are getting like their accounts shut off of it. But
Ooh.
so stick to YouTube. YouTube is more bigger, but I like Vimeo the most. But YouTube is definitely the best. I'm trying to think. All right, is there any kind of last little messages that you guys want to give to any audience, any up-and-coming videographers, photographers that might want to do the same thing that you guys are doing? Any kind of word of encouragement
Yeah.
to the peoples?
If you're gonna do it, just do it. You really just can't care what anyone is gonna think about it, whether it be your parents or your family or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, do it.
Yeah, if it's one of your dreams, you have to chase it. That's cliche, man. But we're in a world where if you want to do something, like you may like if your parents say this or that, but like if you really do believe that you can do something, then pursue it. Period.
100%.
That's like a lot of the musicians that we listen to. They did the same thing, man. Like artists are artists, and if you want to be big in your avenue, you have to pursue it as much as you possibly can
100%.
with the resources that you're given. So.
Definitely. What is that one saying? There's a saying that I've seen you post on Twitter sometimes.
I already know. You never know.
You never know. Wait, what is that from, by the way?
So
I've seen that a couple times. I saw you post it, Jordan. I was like, all right, you never know.
You never know.
So you know who Mike Stud is? Like the
Yeah.
He says that.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that's it's a lot deeper than just like you never know. It's like you honestly never do. Like anything can happen in this life. So
exactly. You only
never
got
know.
100%. Well, thank you. Well, actually, go ahead.
No. I'm done, man. I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for being a part of the production, part of this interview and stuff like that. And I just want to say, guys, keep your relationship strong,
Of course.
because that is one of the, like I said, that's the most interesting factor that I saw from both of you guys. So keep your relationship strong, keep the teamwork strong, learn as much as possible, never stop learning.
Yeah.
And because me, I love, and I love innovative businesses, and I think that's what you guys are, especially having the relationship and forming that into your business to make money for both of you guys and expand is important. So
Thank you, sir.
thank you very much, and thank all of you guys for watching. Like, of course, subscribe to them on YouTube, follow them, all that kind of stuff. And at SW Films, you guys already know the slogan. Every forget my own slogan. Every vision made with cinematic excellence.
Hey, he's the man.
I love
He's the
that.
man.
I love that.